So bringing us home today, we have Linius, ASX code LNU, and they have a market cap of around 10 million. Linius is a global software as a service company headquartered in Australia with operations in London, New York, and Europe. Linius has invented and patented the video virtualization engine TM, which indexes, analyzes, and tags each frame in a conventional video file and transforms it into a fully searchable virtualized video. Presenting for the company today is Linius CEO James Brennan. James, welcome back, my friend, to the Hidden Gems webinar.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you everyone for sticking around this afternoon. As Paul mentioned, Linius is a cloud-based video software company, and we have a patented way of working with video that drives tremendous efficiencies and brand new capabilities for our customers. We combine video together with data. And through our patented algorithms, we then have a way to work with the video to search and to recompile video into an infinite number of variable streams. So we can manipulate data as simply as manipulating any other data source, which to date has not been possible. So if we jump forward 2 slides, Paul. The core technology has a number of different applications. We've tested it in markets from sports, news and entertainment, security and defense, education. So there's multiple applications for the core technology. But from a business perspective, we're very focused in the near term on the sports market. And in that particular market, there's a huge opportunity because there is very large scale, high value video that all of our customers have. So we're targeting sports leagues and federations, teams, broadcasters, really anybody who is working with sports video. And there's these massive archives that largely go unused. So the industry is very focused on the live event and monetizing and maximizing the amount of revenue driven from the live event. We have the ability to utilize not only the live content, but also all of this, very valuable archive footage, and then to utilize that archive post the live event to maintain and drive that fan engagement. So pre the live event, we can create all sorts of amazing content for our customers using that content for publishing to social media, to publishing to their website. We can augment the live event with amazing footage from historical archives. So let's say that there's an amazing action that happens in the game and they want to pull up all the last times that that's happened. Our technology can very quickly find previous times that those actions have occurred and bring those into the broadcast stream, and then maintain that engagement post the live event with automated highlights and just continuing to keep fans engaged between those live events and even between seasons. And this drives, great increases in engagement with that content. Fans are always looking for more and deeper content from their favorite teams and players. This is then monetized through sponsorships, advertising, subscription revenue, and the efficiencies that we can drive in the production and creation of this video present significant cost savings for our customers as well. Basically, at the end of the day, we unleash the value in these amazing video archives, and we do that without interrupting their current infrastructure and workflows in terms of producing that video. Next slide, please. So we do this in a number of ways. We have tools that enable their internal teams to tell richer stories and curate content, anything from the most recent all the way through 50 to 100 years of archive footage. We put that directly in the hands of fans to let fans search through these amazing archives and to create and share their own video. And we do this incredibly efficiently. And that's allowed us to bring on board a number of lighthouse customers. We have customers around the world from the Premier League in the UK to Cricket Australia here locally. We've got New Zealand Rugby, the National Basketball League here in Australia, horse racing with racing.com. And most recently, we are working with IMG, who is one of the biggest sports video rights holders in the world, and working with content from close to 20 sports and over 50 federations. So we've had amazing success over the last 12 months in particular, really driving into this sports segment, validating the capabilities of our product and really driving new revenues. On to the next slide, Paul. So just to give some examples of what exactly our products do and the benefits that they're providing, the first tool is utilized by our customers, again, from sports teams and leagues, all the way up through broadcasters. This is to access massive video archives and to create content out of this. The existing tools that they have today are very cumbersome, very difficult to actually find and utilize these amazing sports archives. So what we do is we have the ability to search very detailed metadata within all of those games and find very specific clips that they may want to use to create highlight videos and to create amazing content. So we're working with Cricket Australia. They've got over 50 years of archived video footage that they can now search and find very specific 10, 20, 30-second segments that they can then combine into videos that they publish to their websites, social media, and mobile applications. And previous to using our technology, they were only able to put out a handful of videos every month because it was so time-consuming, and their fans are demanding more and more content. And with our tool, they're now able to put out dozens of videos every week. They're able to monetize those more significantly, and roughly telling us that they're saving on average 8 hours per video that they're creating. We have another customer here in Australia called Inverley Media. They produce amazing footage and content and programs for Sansa Rugby and New Zealand Rugby, and most recently New Zealand Rugby on their NZR Plus platform. They've started presenting content that's produced by Inverley Media, kind of 20, 30-minute programs. And what used to take, a week or more and be very expensive to put out, they're now doing in just a day. So we're, again, providing tremendous efficiencies and allowing them to put out much, much greater amounts of content that they can then monetize. Jumping to the next use case, we can then automate that even further, where every game that happens, we can create automated highlight packages. So if you're a sports fan, you're probably used to watching mini matches, kind of 3, 5, or 10-minute highlight videos of a particular match. Those are typically done in more of a manual fashion. They'll get all the individual clips, they'll put those together and put those mini matches together. We're able to do that very, very quickly and to create multiple packages. So for Cricket Australia, for example, we've defined 5 different packages with them. So after every game, we can put out a bowling highlight, a batting highlight, home team or away team highlights, 5 and 10-minute versions. And we can do that all instantly following the game. We do that in a matter of seconds. And the really critical thing is that we can actually do that for their entire archive. So they've now gone back into 50 years of footage and created this amazing content and these highlight packages for every game in their history. So we have, again, with the efficiencies and the speed of our platform, we're able to do that in seconds versus probably months to put that content together. We've recently brought on board our first customer in the US collegiate market with the Peach Belt Conference. We made that announcement earlier this week. They've also taken on our automated highlights product. And as a small conference in the US, they've got an incredibly small media team. And the tools that are out today didn't give them the capabilities to automate everything that they need to do. So for the first time, they're going to be able to put out highlight videos, mini matches, home team and away team versions that really produce this content and publish it out for the first time. And this opens up a massive opportunity for Linius in the US collegiate market. That market is highly replicable. So by entering with the Peach Belt, we expect to be able to then penetrate further into that market, which has over 150 conferences, most of them bigger than the Peach Belt. And the ability to then go directly to over 1,100 sports schools in the NCAA. So this automated highlights market is a tremendous existing market that we're jumping into to disrupt, both in terms of efficiency and in terms of cost. Next slide. The next thing that we're doing with a number of our customers is putting that directly in the hands of fans. So rather than the internal media staff going in and searching and curating and putting together these highlights, we're going to put that directly in the hands of fans. So we've got experiences that are similar to like a YouTube-like experience with a search bar where you can type in for your favorite players' actions, type in Bruno Fernandes goals from 2023, and right away I've got a 10 or 15-minute stream of Bruno Fernandes' greatest moments from that year. We can do that in a TikTok-style flickable experience as well. All of these have the ability to dive dynamically in, continue to search deeper and dynamically work through all of that content, and basically put an entire sports archive into a YouTube experience that the fan can then dive into, watch exactly what they want to watch. Next slide, Paul. And then at the core of the platform, what we provide is that search and video virtualization capability that any customer can then build any experience that they want. So once that content is virtualized and you have the ability to pull every little segment from your archive and put those back together any way you want, you can then build different experiences. So recently we launched with the North American Hockey League, and they built a custom application on our platform and went live with a service in just 3 weeks. It's allowed them to launch a premium subscription service, increase the subscription fees that they're getting from customers, and then they've taken this out to further customers beyond that as well. So the ability to build your own personalized experience, give that directly to fans very quickly and easily, that's something that our customers are really valuing. Next slide, please. So then from a company revenue perspective, we've done incredibly well over the last 12 months. So our most recent annual report, we reported that we were just shy of $500,000 in cash receipts. That was an 82% growth year over year. And in our most recent 4C, we announced that the contracted revenue that we had in hand bumps that up to $725K over the next 12 months, which is a 49% growth over the next year. Next slide. But that's really just the beginning. So again, we've achieved locked in a 49% growth for the next 12 months just in the first quarter of the year. But we're continuing to grow from there. So we've got multiple contracts that are still yet to generate revenue, where we're still in deployment with those contracts. So we'll definitely see that 725 growing. We then have multiple opportunities. Most of our customers only have 1 or 2 of our products, and we're working with them to launch multiple variations of those products. And all of our contracts also have variable revenue fees in them as well. So as our customers roll this out, drive revenue from advertising and sponsorship, we are participating in that as well. And then many of them contain master framework agreements that let them roll it out to multiple additional sports. We're then targeting customers across cricket, across football, across sports we've already done. Targeting new sports, particularly American football. We see a tremendous opportunity in the American football market. Targeting new geographies. So we've got our first customers in Asia, Europe, and the US, looking to expand into Latin America. India is a great market as well. The Middle East has a huge opportunity, and we've brought on board partners to help us expand there. And probably the biggest frontier for us is going to be moving into the broadcast space. So talking with TV and OTT streaming broadcasters to bring this into their user experiences. And then lastly, we're working with a number of technology companies that are going to help us to scale this. So at the moment, we're doing a lot of direct selling, but as we move and have validated our products and the value to our customers, we now have partnerships in play that are going to help us scale that, where these existing tech providers are embedding our technology into their solutions and bringing those out to multiple customers. So we expect great things this year in terms of our further growth, and really excited with the customer base that we've brought on board in the last 12 months. That's it for now. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, James. Much appreciated. So let's kick off. You touched on this earlier. You made it very clear that the push into North America is extremely important for Linius, and you mentioned that you announced you've entered now into the college sports market. How significant is this deal, and do you feel it will now really open doors to other US sports markets?
Yeah, so the US market is the biggest sports market in the world. They generate over 40% of the revenue in the global sports market. So if you just look at the massive scale of things like the NFL and Major League Baseball, it's next level in terms of what's available. But a lot of people outside of the US don't really understand or recognize the size of the US collegiate sports market, which generates a massive amount of revenue as well. So there's huge opportunity there with thousands of schools and hundreds of conferences that we now have access to. And we've always had trouble breaking into the US because the question was always, okay, great, you've done Europe, you've done Asia, but who's done it locally? So in October, we launched our first service with the North American Hockey League, and now very quickly have jumped into the US college sports market. So in the US market, there's this follower kind of mentality. Once one person has done it, the dominoes tend to fall. So we've seen that by getting into one. We've now very quickly taken on our second. The third and fourth are expected very quickly as well. And the US college market in particular is a massive opportunity because it's so highly repeatable. They follow what the others have done.
And you also mentioned India is on your radar, and obviously we know how much the Indians love their cricket.
Absolutely. So our partnership and agreement with Cricket Australia has definitely targeted that audience, but it's with Cricket Australia's content. So we're absolutely looking to go further into the cricket realm, working with the different cricket federations around the world. But that's a massive target audience for all of those. So both with the federations and with the broadcasters who have the rights to the cricket, India is absolutely a top market for them. And we now have local representation that's helping us to expand there.
And look, we talked about as well. The Cricket Australia contract is really starting to ramp up. How important is this contract to Linius in the second half or in 2024?
Yeah, look, they've been a fantastic customer for us, both from a revenue perspective and from a product development perspective. They're really pushing the boundaries in terms of how they use our product and what they're looking to achieve with it. So we continue to grow with them. They're currently our largest customer in terms of revenue, and we're continuing to expand with them. They started with our core content search and curation product, have added our automated highlights product, and we hope to continue to expand with them. Their input's been invaluable, and they've been really a great partner in terms of driving our product development.
And just to finish up, James, with your technology, obviously you're focusing on the sports market, but is it my understanding this technology can be used in other markets, products?
Yeah, 100%. So in the early days of the company, when we were proving out the technology, we have test marketed the technology in different applications. So we've got products in the education space. The sports product that we have can very easily move into the news segment, for example. And we've even done testing in the security and defense market where you can take all of this CCTV footage and follow people as they move about a particular city or through customs, for example. We can actually manipulate that video and present that. So we've proven those markets. We've proven the technology works in them. But as a small company, we can only focus on kind of doing one thing properly and driving to a profitable position. So once we get closer to that point, we will continue to look at adjacent markets, particularly as we go into the broadcast market with the sports product. They're now very quickly starting to ask about applying that technology into news. And as we enter the US college sports market, those customers are already asking about how they can use the same technology in the education space. So focused on sport at the moment, but we're already starting to get pulled into some of those adjacent areas as well and bring that technology back into those markets.
I hear you. James, many thanks again for your time today. You have a great weekend.
Thanks, Paul.